and welcome back to Let's Play Silent Hill 4, The Room, for the last quote-unquote normal video of this Let's Play series. Now, in this video, we are going to be going over the scant few New Game Plus editions that this game has, and I will be including recordings of all the remaining endings in the game that you could potentially get. As you can see, as you clear them on your file, they get marked down below, and you can see the top right one is the reason why I've been avoiding showing off the ending screens, or rather, the save screen with the endings listed for most of the playthrough, because it would spoil the potential death of Eileen. Now, for Brand New Fear, the New Game Plus system of Silent Hill 4, on its own, not too much happens beyond what we saw in the Let's Play proper. You get the chainsaw. If you got a 9-star rank, you get the submachine gun for Eileen, 9-star rank in your previous playthrough, and I believe it's unlocked for all subsequent playthroughs, regardless of rank, but don't quote me on that. And then if you've gotten a 10-star ranking on your previous playthrough, you can collect the nurse's outfit from Eileen's apartment at the end of the game, carry that into the final boss, and finish the final boss with it in your inventory, and you will unlock it as an alternate costume for Eileen. However, there are a couple of additional things that you can unlock. In addition to unlocking the nurse outfit for getting a 10-star ranking, you may remember at the start of the game, when I was loading my Brand New Fear file, we could press right on the D-pad to make the difficulty selection this sort of violet color, or we could press left to make it green. These are alternative modes that change a particular aspect about the game. The one on the right is one weapon mode, and the one on the left is all weapon mode. Now, what exactly does this mean? Well, we'll break it down as we go through it. On top of these modes, you, of course, have the costume selection after you select your difficulty. Also, just for all weapon mode, to get that, after getting a 10-star ranking in the normal game and unlocking one weapon mode, you must then get a 10-star ranking in one weapon mode itself to unlock all weapon mode. Now, here we can select our costume for Eileen. However, this is also tied to an additional effect that this has on the game. If you have gotten all 4 endings tied to a Brand New Fear file, selecting this costume option will actually change the costume of another character. Sadly, not Henry. We unfortunately do not get like a Travis-style fursuit for Henry to wear on repeat playthroughs, which is honestly kind of a letdown. I would have liked that. But let's select the nurse costume, and I'm just going to resort to inelegant jump cuts to get to the new bits of content as I get to them, so hold on to your hats. Now, for the first of a very minor change to one weapon mode, when you load into it, if you check the fridge, curiously, the wine bottle is missing. Only the chocolate milk is here. Yeah, not that I'm really going to complain. I prefer my wine at room temperature anyway. I've never really cared for chilled wine. In a somewhat similar vein to the previous change, strangely, the otherwise mandatory to grab steel pipe is missing from the bathroom hole. How curious. Well, let's go on in and see if there are any other changes to note in this mysterious one-weapon mode. Finding ourselves in the subway, we actually come across a much more notable change this time around. In front of the escalator, lined out for us, is a selection of 12 weapons. These 12 weapons are, in fact, all of the primary weapons that you can collect in the game, with two notable exceptions. The pistol and the torch are not here, but starting from here, we've got the steel pipe, the wine bottle, we've got the taser, the aluminum bat, the spade, the rusty axe, the bug spray, curiously enough, Richard's revolver, the paper cutting knife, the pickaxe of despair, and the chainsaw. Now, fitting to the name of one weapon mode, you may only take one of these weapons, so let's just grab the rusty axe. Upon taking the rusty axe, all other weapons will disappear. This is one weapon mode. You only get to take one with you. Now, one thing that I'm not sure of is if you fail to collect the Richard's revolver here, I'm not sure if it's actually going to be later in the game, and let me explain what I mean on that, because one weapon mode is actually something of a misnomer. Although you can only pick one primary weapon here, multiple weapons are still available to collect in the game. Namely, you still get the pistol at the regular time, so that all of the pistol ammo pickups are no longer useless, and that helps out with the One Truth fight, obviously. Additionally, you are still able to grab the torch in the Forest World second visit, since that is critical for progression. I'm not sure if Richard's revolver is still in its normal spot if you don't grab it here, just so the revolver bullets you can collect throughout the game aren't useless. If anybody knows that for sure, let me know in the comments. But beyond that, you are also still able to collect the golf clubs in this game, the disposable golf clubs that eventually break. And the reason for that is, of course, you can pick a useless weapon like the bug spray, or an extremely limited use weapon like Richard's revolver, and have no way to defeat the bosses of the game if you do that. So the pistol and the golf clubs exist as a way to help yourself out if you picked a joke weapon like those two, or the wine bottle, or even the paper cutting knife. Now, if you want my personal recommendations for weapons to pick on this mode to make it the easiest experience possible and make getting that 10-star ranking a breeze, obviously the rusty axe is the best weapon in the game, so grabbing it right out the start is a pretty decent help. Beyond that, the spade is also a good choice. The pickaxe of despair is more situational, but it's very good for the final boss fight, and there's plenty of situations, if you know what you're doing with it, where you can put it to good use. And stuff like the aluminum bat and the steel pipe will simply make certain sections of the game take longer or make them a little bit riskier to your health, but they're still solid choices to take along. Anything beyond that is honestly kind of a joke weapon. Even the taser, which is decent against a few things, is not terribly useful, but if you do pick those up, then you'll definitely be more reliant on the pistol and golf clubs in order to deal with the essential fights of the games, the one that you cannot skip. Now, beyond that, I mentioned how if we have all 4 endings unlocked in a brand new Fear file and we select Eileen's nurse costume, another change happens to the game, and it's actually coming up very shortly. You may notice Cynthia over there, and it's just me, or does she look kind of different? Also looks like she's moving a little bit differently. I could have sworn when we first came here at the beginning of the game, wasn't she just standing there? Kind of looks like, is it just me, or is she wiggling her butt?
Who are you? What's your name?
Henry. And you?
This is my dream, and you don't even know my name. It's Cynthia.
Your dream.
That's right. This is just a dream. And a really terrible one, too. I hope I wake up soon.
So you think this is a dream, huh?
Well, if it's not a dream, what is it? Anyway, I want to get out of here, but I can't find the exit. Say, will you help me find it? I'm kind of scared all alone. I'll do a special favor for you later. It's just a dream, so I might as well have some fun.
When I first started this Let's Play, I got a comment asking if every scene that Cynthia was in was going to have porno-style music, like the music from her introductory scene in it, and the person who made that comment had no idea how accurate that would end up being by the end of this Let's Play. But yeah, nice outfit, Cynthia, though I don't know if I can imagine much more of a turn-off than a girl taking your pants off and you're just face-to-face with a bloody maud Robbie the Rabbit on her ass. But that's neither here nor there. I'm sure there's somebody who might actually find that appealing. But yes, if you get all endings in the game and you have the nurse costume unlocked, Cynthia dials it up a little bit for her special favor, quote-unquote. But that's the only change that I want to show off in one weapon mode. So we're going to do a soft reset here, go back to the title screen, and we're going to load up a pre-made all-weapon mode file that I have already created just for the sake of showing off Eileen's nurse outfit when it becomes relevant. Of course, I'm going to have to locate her in the hospital hallway, but that shouldn't take me too long. It's just a tedious thing to have to do. But also, we can go over what exactly changes in all-weapon mode. Now, all-weapon mode gives you the same lineup of weapons at the start of the game, with the exception of potentially the steel pipe, or rather the steel pipe and potentially the wine bottle, since those items still appear in their normal spot and you have to grab the steel pipe. But in addition to that, you can grab your standard item like the rusty axe, but also all other weapons are available for you to take. For this playthrough, I just grabbed the pickaxe of despair because that's the only one I really considered useful, but you can grab them all again either when you return from the first portal trip, out of the Subway World, because you're not going to have enough inventory space to grab all of them and grab them, or when you return to Subway World later in the game after teaming up with Eileen, then you can grab it. But that's not the only change that all weapon mode makes. If you go over to your fridge, and open it up real quick, you will find that Henry is kitted out. He is stocked up. He is ready for the long haul with 10 nutrition drinks in his fridge. These nutrition drinks, should you take any of them, will also respawn whenever you return from Walter's world. So you have infinite nutrition drinks on all weapon mode. In addition to that, if you go into the utility room, you will also find 6 packs of bullets. These also respawn whenever you take them, so you have infinite ammo, more or less, as much as you can carry anyway. And yeah, so you can use guns much more freely on all weapon mode, kind of like functioning as this game's equivalent of bullet adjust. Of course, since you have to get 10.2 star, or rather a 10-star ranking on one weapon mode, there really isn't anything left to do at this point. This doesn't really benefit you in any practical way. All weapon mode is just a sort of stress-free and fun way to replay the game if you're interested in playing it this way. There is no reward for getting a 10-star ranking in this mode, and in fact, it is the absolute last reward you can get in the game, unless you happen to get this before you got all endings on a single brand new Fear file. With that said and done, let's go into the hospital, and let me just quickly meet up with Eileen. Of course, I had to explore nearly the entire hallway to find Eileen. Also, hello, Eileen.
Eileen! Eileen, relax!
Henry? From next door. What are you doing here?
I don't know where to start. There was this strange hole in my room. I saw people getting killed. All these weird other worlds. And I saw you get attacked too.
What are you talking about? I'm supposed to believe that?
But it's true. And there was a kid with you.
I remember now. I was getting ready to go to my friend's party. The boy protected me from the man with the coat. I'm sorry I didn't believe you. I guess there's something wrong with me. I just feel so scared. This place. Where is it anyway?
I don't know either. But I do know that if you get killed here, then you die in the real world too. Anyway, the only way out of here is through that hole.
Okay. Okay, take me with you.
Yeah, so apparently by nurse costume, the game meant the kind you'd find in the Halloween section at Party City. So, if the sight of a skimpily dressed woman with severe physical injuries and her arm in a sling gets you going, hey, Silent Hill 4 has you covered. But that is the final thing to cover in this game, or uncover, perhaps I should say. Also, yeah, she has pretty pronounced jiggle physics when in this costume. So, I'm sure this appeals to somebody. But yes, that is the last bit of unlockable content we have to cover for Silent Hill 4. You can say that again, Eileen. And that is where we will be leaving this Let's Play, more or less. I will be doing a run of or rather, I will be running footage I recorded of all the remaining endings in the game, and I will be putting text on screen displaying the conditions for unlocking said ending. It should be pretty intuitive, and perhaps I don't have to say it, but I will anyway, just in case you haven't been keeping up with what the unlock conditions were when I said them initially. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in my next Let's Play, which naturally will be Daikatana. See you then.
Thanks. Well, I guess I can go back to South Ashfield Heights now. Mom! Mom! Let me in! Mom!
And now the news. Yesterday in Ashfield and the woods near Silent Hill, the bodies of 5 men and women were discovered. The police reported that all the murders appeared to be the work of the same perpetrator. They are continuing their investigation. 4 of the victims were found dead at the scene, and the 5th victim, a Miss Eileen Galvin, was transported to St. Jerome's Hospital, where she died a short time later. Police say that Miss Galvin's injuries matched exactly those of the other victims.
Eileen. Ah! My head!
Mom, I'm home. I won't let anyone get in my way. Gonna stay with you forever.
And now the news. Yesterday, in Ashfield and the woods near Silent Hill, the bodies of 5 apparent murder victims and a 6th severely wounded female were discovered. The woman was immediately rushed to St. Jerome's Hospital, but died a short time later of her injuries. She has been identified as a Miss Eileen Galvin of Ashfield. The last body discovered was found in room 302 of the South Ashfield Heights apartments. It is believed to be that of its occupant, Henry Townsend. The body was reportedly disfigured beyond recognition, making identification impossible. Once again, we've got late-breaking news. 5 unnamed police officers have been found dead for reasons unknown in the South Ashfield Heights apartments, along with its superintendent, Mr. Frank Sunderland. All other residents of South Ashfield Heights have been rushed to St. Jerome's Hospital, many complaining of severe chest pain. These strange incidents are similar to the ones which occurred in Silent Hill some years ago. More news to follow.